Okay, hi, my name's Rich Harris, and I work for Cambridge Community Church, and we've just currently bought two T112 mixing desks. This here is our new plot of land. We've just currently bought it, and we're going to be looking to develop it really soon. Planning's gone in for a sort of state-of-the-art system, sort of 350-seater auditorium with kids' rooms and coffee shop and all of that sort of thing. So,
but you bought the equipment now.
Yeah, we bought the equipment now because we wanted to sort of familiarise ourselves with it, and we wanted to we do lots of conferences and stuff like that with multiple bands and multiple people, and we're currently running a Allen Heath analog series, which it's been fantastic. It's served us really well, but the problem is we need the flexibility of digital at the moment to kind of meet our needs.
Okay.
And so that's what we're doing. We've gone to digital, took the leap, and we've gone to digital, and these are the desks that seem to tick all the boxes for us, really.
Well, you've got them set up. Maybe you could just take us through the system that you've designed.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, come with me. So these are the two desks. We're going to run a usual front of house monitor sort of desk situation. This is the front of house desk that we've got. It's not completely configured yet, but the idea is we have our inputs on here. So we have our 48 stage inputs. On this bank we'll have local inputs like local video playback, head-worn mics, announcement mics, things that we need to get to quickly. And these are effectively our masters. We like mixing with DCA groups because we've kind of grown up with it on the old analog consoles. So we've got some DCAs here, which are all assigned to the inputs, so drums, bass, guitars, that sort of thing. We've got our main left-right outputs, and we've got some matrix outputs which feed tannoy systems. Then we've got effects sends and effects returns. This desk will be our fold-back desk, which hasn't been configured for fold-back yet because I've used it to do a wedding. But what you'll have is you'll have a carbon copy of the front of house desk, but the master faders here will now be aux sends for in-ear mixes. We'll have about 10 in-ear mixes. So you'll have your auxiliary sends here. On channel D, you'll have your effect sends and returns. Everything, the rest will be kind of simplified, just simple inputs on this section here. The way that we've got it talking to each other is via MADI. So on port B of your Allen Heath mix racks, you've got a MADI card which gives you the option of doing digital mic splitting. So what we do is we have a 48-way stage box which all the instruments plug into, and we have a local 16-way one which our kind of tannoy sends and our CD players go into. We link them via MADI. We tell this one to look at the MADI inputs instead of the local rack inputs, and then we tell the left-right center mix to go out on a MADI output, and we patch it, sort of do a hard patch directly to the stage box. All the guys that I've shown it really love it. The tension that we have is that we've got lots of bands, lots of different musicians, so we need the flexibility of digital, but we do have lots of volunteers using the system, so we need it to be a kind of walk up to and be able to use without a huge amount of training. And all the guys that I've shown have found it incredibly intuitive, and in fact they've actually said, quite a few of them, that they find it easier than the old analog consoles that we use. So that's, for me, that was one, top priority, that we have the flexibility of digital, but it's accessible and usable by lots of different levels.
You checked out quite a few digital mixers before you settled on this system, didn't you?
Yeah, we checked out some Yamaha, the M7, which is it's a good console. but the cost is prohibitive really for us. We needed 2 obviously, and we were still looking at relying on our old transformer split multi-core system, which, to be honest, is after 6 or 7 years of constantly setting up and setting down, it was getting a bit tired, channels were dropping out, and we knew that if we kind of went to that system, we'd still be relying on our weakest link, and it wasn't really an option sort of cost-wise. We looked at some Soundcraft VI series, but in order to get anything usable, sort of more than 30 channels, then it was just sort of astronomical pricing. I had a look at the Allen Heath system, and I couldn't believe that I could get all of this for the money. We, for the same price of 2 second-hand Yam M7 desks, we've got 2 Allen Heath T112 surfaces. We've got 3 mix racks. So we've got a 48-way, a 16-way, and a 32-way, which we can do sort of outreach, mix on Wi-Fi, which is another really neat feature of these things. And it all comes in about sort of 5 or 6K less than just 2 second-hand Yamaha desks.
And at the end of the day, you kind of made your decision, and at some point along the way, Mercury AV came into the plot?
Yeah, well, when I looked at the desk and I looked at the value of them, I was a bit dubious, to be honest. I didn't think it would work. So I've spent many hours sort of on the phone to Ian from Mercury AV. If I wanted to set it up like this, could you do this? And then he's been fantastic. He's gone and asked the people and given me advice, and we've gone through, I think, virtually every single kind of configuration possible for these mixers, which is another one of the brilliant features of these mixers, is that you've got so many options in how to link it all up. We wanted to have the option of being able to multi-track record, so do the digital mic split and multi-track record out, which meant that we went with the MADI option in the end. But there's ACE, which is audio control over Ethernet, which the Allen Heath desks talk to their mix racks on. You can do that, or you can use ether sound, or we've installed some ADAT outs on the IDR32, just so we can multi-track a band rehearsal, and then we can take it to another venue and we can do virtual sound checks and stuff, that type of thing. So it's an incredibly flexible system. You can mix, again, with the network ports and the way it's all configured, the distributed audio. You can mix on Wi-Fi on a laptop, which I did for a wedding. It was just amazing. I just sort of plonked myself in the back of the church, opened my laptop, and did a 7-in-ear monitor mix, left-right sub mix, fully mic drum kit, guitars, the lot on the laptop, which is incredible. It's just no multi-core looking ugly, no massive desks taking up space. It was just, for that situation, fantastic. So really, for the price, I just don't see anything that beats them, sort of functionality wise.
Thanks very much. Ian, you got anything to say before we wrap up?
I mean, the points that I would reiterate out of that, really, that it is a very cost-effective system. It really comes into its own when you start looking at the signal distribution side of things, because rather than either looking at optional digital stage boxes or outboard MADI kit, the mix rack is an integral part of the system. So a Cat5 cable does the job that a very heavy, cumbersome, expensive analog multi-core would have done. The flexibility is the other thing, really. In this situation, we've got obviously a digital mic split effectively, and we've been able to do that very cheaply and effectively using a couple of MADI cards and a couple of lengths of standard BNC cable, which again gets rid of the need for an analog mic splitter box, which is another big advantage. And the final thing, I suppose, is just the usability of the system. You've got physical controls, obviously, for parametric EQ, compressor, limiter, gate, and they stay there the whole time in that section. So as soon as you go to a channel, you've got those physical controls there ready to use.